Welcome everybody, we'll start off there. That is the intro done by George on an nylon acoustic. We're in standard tuning, just a beautiful song. I really like the little Spanish feel to this. The chording is beautiful, of course. George does some nice little triads that he picks through. We're going to go through that. During this solo, they change keys, they move up half a step. So all our intro, even which is at the end at that point, goes up a half step. Same with the triads that he picks through. So we'll talk about that as we get to it. For the intro, you will hear George start with the lick. Alright, so the lick is 5th string, 2nd fret. We're going to go right to the 4th string, 2nd fret to 1st fret, and then land on the 4th fret of the 5th string. Okay, that lick will repeat 3 times in the intro. So when he does that lick, you'll hear the first guitar come in. So it's an F sharp minor, and then a C sharp minor. We'll do that again. That is basically the 2 chords of the intro, and then the verse continues with the F sharp to C sharp minor, F sharp minor, I should say, to C sharp minor. So we'll do that 3 times before we move to an A, a B, and then he says, and I love her. We'll go to an E, after he hits the E down up, he puts his pinky down on the 2nd string, making that an E6. Alright, so there's a little twist. You don't have to do that. It's not a big deal, but it does add to the flavor, and I love it. Alright, so verse 2, the chording is pretty much the same. Let's go through the chords first. All right, we got an F sharp minor, C sharp minor, 3 times. All right, measure of each. Then we go to our A and B. Then our E and E6. All right, while we're doing verse 2, George is going to come in. We'll be at the 9th fret position, but we're going to, that's covering the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string. We'll add our middle finger to the 2nd string at 10 and our ring finger to the 3rd string at 11. And we are going to pick through that back and forth 2 times. When we get to the 9, after the 2nd time, we just lift off and play through the 9 twice. Add it back on, back off, back on, back off. Then it changes. The chords underneath this, we're going to the A and B at this time. So he's referencing an A, all right, with the triad and the D form. So we keep our, you just keep your first finger across that 9th fret. We're going to add just the middle finger on the 2nd string and pick through that twice. Then we add on the 3rd string at 11 and 1st string at 11, keeping that middle finger on 2 and pick through that twice. to nines. The nines at the end go 3 times. Alright, and then that's verse 2. We go into a bridge. Alright, the bridge is a little different. We change the chords. We're going to go from C minor to B, and they're almost like held chords. This is where we sing A Love Like Ours. Okay, C minor, C sharp minor to B once. C sharp minor and then G minor right above it. We'll go twice. Then we come back to B, having you near, and then a B7. Me. Alright, B7, 5th string 2nd fret, 4th string 1st fret, 3rd string 2nd fret, 2nd string open, and 1st string 2nd fret. Alright? Then we're into verse 3. Now verse 3 has George picking through the triads, but he doesn't start right with the chords. On the 11, 10, and 9, he does the intro lick once. And then he catches back up on the 9s. So coming out of the bridge, we go into verse 3, all right? Verse 3 chords are just like verse 2's chords. F sharp minor, C sharp minor, 3 times to A, and then B, and then E and E6, all right? The difference is in what George plays. In the very beginning of verse 3, you'll hear him do the intro lick. And he does that over the F sharp minor. So we don't start with this chord. We start with triad pick through at 9. And then add it. Then when we get to the A, again, we're adding that more or less like a D shape. And then the 11s, back to 9. Then we're into the solo. The solo is, like I said, it's just a beautiful song. The solo is where the key change happens. So all the chords, everything moves up a half step as far as the triad. So instead of 9, we'll be at 10, and 11 and 12 and so forth. And when we end the intro lick, instead of the starting on the 2nd fret, we just move it up to the 3rd fret. Okay, same lick, just half a step up. But let's go over the solo rhythm. All right, so we moved up a half step, so we start out G minor to a D minor, 3 times. 4th time. So then we go to B flat to C and then to F. And I Love Her. And there's no, again, he's not singing here because we're in the solo rhythm, but there's no 6 to it. He just plays an F. Then we're into verse 4. We'll go over the solo last, okay? So verse 4, again, just like verse 3, but moved up a half step. So the key change, like I said, everything just moved up a half step to end it. So verse 4 starts out on the 12th fret. All right, twice through, sorry, I went a little too many, and then to 10. So you get the idea. So verse 4, after that, you'll hear him come in with basically the intro lick, again moved up half a step, and the difference here is he plays it 4 times, right with the rhythm. Again, he'll do that 4 times instead of 3 like we did in the intro. But the outro chords are just simply G minor and D minor. So that ends the song. Of course, I've written this out for you. My notes will be below. I forgot to mention that. We are in standard tuning. I don't even think I mentioned that. Maybe I did, but it doesn't matter. So we'll go over the solo next, which I think is just lovely. And you'll have the whole song. Not real difficult, very approachable, and very recognizable. But the outro chords are just simply G minor and D minor. So that ends the song. Again, the solo is just a real nice acoustic feel to it, and we got this. So we're starting out on the 4th string, 5th fret, and then we'll go to the 3rd string, 2nd fret to the 3rd. Then we grab 5 on the 2nd string to 3, and then slide 3 up to 6. When we get to 6, hit it. Alright, this next lick, we're going to go 5, 2, 3. Then we're going to hit 5, and then 5 slid back to 3 on the 2nd string. All right, the first lick repeats. Then we stay in that 6th position. And we're going to do 2nd string 6 again to 7 on the 3rd and 8 on the 4th. Come back to 7 and slide to 5. All right, then you want to change your position really kind of to the 2nd. We're going to hit 3 twice on the 5th string to 5, landing on 2 on the 3rd. Right, you can do it this way, but I think it's easier because you're in the position for the next lick. The next lick is a pull off on the 5th string. This ends it. We're going to go from 3 on the 3rd fret, 5th string to open, to 5 or 6th string, 3rd fret to 1, and then hit 1 again, slid up to 3. Get the idea, and then like I said, he ends the intro lick but moved up a half step. And that will be 4 times through. So I really hope that helps everybody. My notes are below. I really enjoy bringing in these songs. I did this, my internet went down, I got out the acoustic and ended up with this. You never know where music will take you, so I hope you enjoy.